Children, our chief guest has arrived. I request all of you to stand up and welcome her. Chief guest to take a seat. Principal Ma'am, Kamayaro, Jharkhand Jumli, teachers, parents and guardians, and all dear students. It is the first time that we have got an opportunity to organize a literary conclave in our school, which is basically meant to give an opportunity to our students a platform so that they could come up onto the forefront of the world, and their literary skills may be visible to the world. In this conclave, we are going to review 3 books. Mainly, the first book is Let Them Fly by Twisted Children, written by our Honorable Dr. Nisha Pishin Madam, who is the Director of Public Schools and Academics also. She is also the Chief of Center of Academic Excellence and also the Dean of DAV United Foundations. The second book that will be reviewed today is a novel written by Jerome K. Jerome, and it is 3 Men in a Boat, and one more book that is also we are going to review, that is The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells. Now, in this connection, first of all, I request our Honorable Ma'am to light the lamp, which is sign and symbol of our divinity.
पृथिवी देवयजने पृष्ठे अग्निमन्ना दमन्नाद्यायादधे ॐ भुजस्वाग्ने प्रतिज अग्रेहि वनिष्ठा भूते संसृजे कामयम्
Now I request all of you to stand up on your places so that we can have our evening.
सनातन वेद प्रणीता परम
It is something that gives immense pleasure to the heart. It increases the maturity of a person and not only increases the general but historical and other sorts of knowledge to the readers. And so literature is a great thing and one must read books. It should be developed as a habit, and to highlight the importance of studying literature, first of all I invite Mr. Vidyadhar Chaudhary sir to please come here and present his views on the importance of studying literature.
Principal from PRO Jharkhand Region, Dr. Unmila Singh Madam, all the parents present over here and the teachers and my dear students. It is really a great honor to speak in front of you about the need and importance of studying, about the need and importance of studying literature. Literature is derived from the word literature, that is in Latin, and it means letters, meaningful letters. The equivalent of literature is sahitya, and the origin is really interesting. Sahit, earth, means those words which have meanings, that is sahitya. So for our country, the wonderful thing is we are the oldest known civilization that is going on in continuity. And for the last 700-800 years, we have faced the onslaught of many foreign invaders. And we have lost many valuable manuscripts and books. We talk about Harvard and Oxford, Cambridge. These are the world famous universities. But I must tell you, in the 12th century, when these universities were coming into existence, our universities were being burned. Thousands, and we don't know, because we know that the University of Takshila, Vikramshila, Nalanda, they were destroyed by the invaders. We don't know how many books and manuscripts and how much repository of knowledge was destroyed. We don't know. We can just go there and see in Nalanda the remains of that magnificent construction. And we are awe-stricken. We feel so much shocked also that even after the lapse of so many centuries, the pain that our universities were burned, destroyed, it is still in the heart of every Indian. But nevertheless, we are once again rising, and we are once again coming to become a knowledge-based society. Nowadays, all the schools, CBSE affiliated schools, everywhere we are having training programs, and we talk about NEP, New Educational Policy. And in that, they have been focusing on India-centered education. And now, this is the high time to start once again focusing on the study of literature. Why literature is important? I must tell you, apart from other subjects, literature has the link with all the other subjects. Once somebody's language, suppose English is improved, his mathematics, science, physics, chemistry, everything will get improved because they are connected. The language is the medium, and if the language is improved and nurtured, it will reflect in the result of other subjects also. Once, not only that, literature makes us a better human being also. The more we study literature, for example, I must tell you, one day before we had the birthday of Tulsi Premchand. Whenever you will study the books of Premchand, he belongs to Hindi literature, he is called the Emperor of Novels, the name is given to him. Whenever you will read the pages of Tulsi Premchand, you will see, it seems as if the picture of rural India at the time of British period is coming in front of you. So it means that literature reflects the period also. If you will study the novels of Thomas Hardy, you can see the transitory period that was going on in the Victorian period. How the rural England was getting transformed into a big and very strong industrial country. So literature reflects the age. Literature reflects the people, the civilization. And the more prosperous and valuable the literature, the people also get that much decent, civilized. So when you study different types of literature, classics I am talking about, it will add to your personality. You will become a better human being. As far as students are concerned, our Honorable Principal Ma'am has been always emphasizing the teachers also to study more and more books and the students, and she wants that the surrounding parents also must focus on that, and they should understand the importance of libraries and sparing some time for literary works. And it is not only for pleasure, it will improve the overall society also. So literature's importance cannot be denied at all. The more study of literature takes place, the more better civilization, better society, better results, better people we will become. So with this, I end my speech. And one thing more. Literature can prosper only when there is safety. You can understand that India's repository of knowledge was destroyed. We were the advanced civilization at that time, but we could not save them. And that was because we were vulnerable to the invaders, because we were not united. So I will end with the lines of Parashurama, Lord Parashurama. Once he had said, Agratah sakalam sastram, prishtitah shasharodhanu, ubhabhyam samartoham, shapadapi sharadapi. Agratah sakalam sastram means you should think that I can get as much as knowledge that I can acquire. Prishtitah shasharodhanu. Shasharodhanu means मेरे पीठ पे तुनीर में तीर भी है. उभाभ्याम समर्थो हूं, मैं दोनों तरह से सामर्थ्यवान हूं. शापादपि शरादपि, मतलब मेरी विद्या में भी इतनी ताकत है कि I can destroy you, and if it fails, I have the weapons also. So with this I end my speech. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Principal Madam, parents, and my dear friends. Today I am here to tell about a book which is written by Dr. Lisa Pesci, who is Director Public Schools and Academics, Director Center of Academic Excellence, and Dean DAV United Foundation. And she has been with DAV College Managing Committee since 1992. She has written a book. The name of the book is Let Them Thrive. Them here means the children. My interest with kids. In her profession, she has visited many places. She met a large number of people of different variety of geographical content and the different professions also. She made the different kids coming from different backgrounds, and this book is one of her experience based on the case studies, what she had seen in her life, and she wrote that book to help the parents and the teachers in raising the life of a kid. The kids are most important and they are the part of the future generation. our future, our safety, everything that depends upon them. And raising a kid is not so easy. So this is the responsibility of the parents as well as the teachers to nurture them in correct way so that they can express all their ideas, express their creativity, and they can excel in the life and make the society a better society for the future. In that book, she has written many stories, 25 stories she has written, anecdotes, and those anecdotes, they are all based on her experience and the case studies written in the form of stories. And after every stories, there are the takeaways, what we have learned from it. So this will help all the parents and the teachers, and I request all the parents also and the teachers to read this book.
We have it in our library, and you can purchase also. We have 5 copies.
It is available in Amazon.in. That is available. And not very expensive book. So the language of the book is very simple language so that everybody can understand. Vocabulary is within the means of everyone. I here mention only few stories of her and how they can help the parents and the teachers, what the teachings we can get, that I will say. The first story, that is rotten apple. There are many types of children in the nursery class, especially the children, they like to draw. So when they are taught the alphabets, they learn that A for apple, and the apple that was shown to them red in color. Apple. The red in color apple, and next after that the teacher said then the photo of apple there, the outline was there, and to color it. This is the first stage of learning, coloring. Colored all the children, they painted the apple red in color, except one. She used brown color in the apple. So the teacher thought that there was the inspection on that day, and the teacher became very angry. She thought what the girl had done. So many times I said the apple is red in color, but she used brown color. But in the inspection, Madam Isha Pesing was there. She asked the girl, what is this? She said, this is apple. She said, which color is it? She said, brown. That means she knows the color. Which is red, which is brown, she knows. She can differentiate. So she said, why is it brown? She said, this is rotten apple. So think of the creativity of the child. She thought differently. That means the IQ level of the student, that is the child, is different than the other. So from there, she said that we can get one lesson, that we have to give the children the time to express their ideas. They should grow how they want. They can show their creativity. So the parents also, they have to pay the attention. What is the knack of the children? And the teachers also, they have to pay the attention there. What is the skill of them? Next one more story which I want to mention. What is the problem especially the parents do, sometimes teachers also do. I want to say it. The unhealthy comparison, the comparison between children. especially among the siblings. Parents, most of the time, they do. You see, your elder sister is so good in academic. She got so good marks. And you see, always you are playing, you are drawing, you are doing the other work. That means those are also the work. So see, in that story, she said that there are two sisters in the family. The elder one is very good in academics, but the second one, she was good in co-curricular activities, sports activities. And always she excelled in the sports, she got the prizes, but the mother was not happy. She always said, you must pay attention to the academics. You see, your sister gets so good marks, this prize, what is the importance of it? It will not help you in career. But there was one time in their area, there was the sports and cultural activities. The second girl, she got the prizes also. She was very happy, had shown it to mother. She ran and first she had shown it to mother. But mother took it, but she was not happy. And later she said, you must pay more attention to studies that you can get the marks like your elder sisters. After a few months, the mother said that the second child, she became very furious. She became jealous. She destroyed the copies of elder sister, books. She told them and disturbed them that she could not get good marks. That means she did not like that her elder sister would excel in the academics. So Nisa Basic Madam said her to go to counselor, and after that to counselor she said that mother always comparing me with my elder sister, and when I achieve anything, then also she is not happy, she never appreciated it. She has shown only the elder sister, giving all the attentions to elder sister. So all the children are not equal. Like our fingers, all are not equal, children are also not equal. Their aptitude is different. So we have to help them. They can excel in any ground. It is not that only the academics. So that will also create the difficulty to the psychology of the children. So, I see one more story here. The difficult child. This is also the difficult child. In the classes, this is specially for the teachers also. In the classes, there are different types of students. Some are tall, some are short, some are healthy, some are thin, not healthy. But there was one boy in a class who was tallest among everyone, and strong and stout. And everybody avoided to meet with him. They did not take him in their game. He is stronger. And nobody wanted to mix with him. That's why his behavior was also not good. Behavioral changes came to him. The people did not meet with. They did not share the things. Teachers also make them in the corner. Sit them in the corner. And when the old teacher, she left the class, she said the new teacher that to keep your eyes on him because he destroyed everything, creates disturbance in the class, she is not good. So she is always demoralized. So the new teacher, she thought that she is also a small boy. Why they had that idea? So she looked the attitude of the friends. One day he went to play with the friends of his class. They did not take him. They said that you are tall. We don't play with him because you are stronger than me. Then one day he went to the volleyball ground. There the other boys were playing. They said that you are not of our class, so you will not play with me. So everybody avoided him. So the teacher thought, and one day he took some papers and called him in the class and said that in the lunch time you must decorate the wall with these papers. The other students, they were surprised that he cannot do anything, he will spoil everything. They had the curiosity. Some of them came to the teacher also, you don't know, madam, he will spoil everything. But teacher did not listen anything. But she could see the sign in the eyes of the boy that he was very happy that the teacher at least had faith on him, gave him some responsibility. He was very happy, and then in the lunch time he took so much pain and decorated it. After the lunch, when everybody entered in the class, they were surprised how nicely it was decorated. Whom they thought that he would spoil, he decorated so well. That means he had the skill, and the teacher could understand it. And slowly she had seen the other children in the class, they started mixing with him, and he became very favorite students in the class. So in this way, we should not make anyone to the corner. We should understand what the problem he is. So in this way, there are many stories are there. I cannot tell all the stories because of the time. So I request all of you to read this book and to get the knowledge which is given by us. At last I say we should not forget our reading habit. Books are the planes, the trains and the roads. They are the destination, they are the journey, and they are our home. Thank you.
For presenting such a nice review of the book Let Them Fly by Madam Nisha Pashi. Amongst us, we also have some writers who are our new budding talents, and among them, first of all, I would like to invite Manvi Marwa to come here and express
A very warm afternoon to our Honorable Principal Madam. A very warm afternoon to our Honorable Principal Madam Kamayanu, respected teachers, parents and my dear friends. I am Manvi Marwa of class 11th Humanities. Today I feel so overwhelmed as I got a chance to articulate what writing and words mean for me. It's literally astonishing for me as writing has changed me as a person. Maybe it was doomed to happen that I started seeking help from words for defining my emotions. Words has been my savior in the battlefield of life. Words gave me wings to swing through my insecurities, and now I can sing melodically through my words. Oh my dear words, you are the epitome of strong cemented pillar. Writing has provided me with an opportunity to be a part of anthologies, and I couldn't express much gratitude towards those who helped me to excel further. Some of my books are available in the form of hard copy as well as e-books. So now I am going to present a piece of writing which I had written few years back, a worldwide pandemic corona. Devil corona, we beg for your mercy. Though you are troubling us a lot, but don't you worry, we will find a cure which everyone would endure. You are no less than a mystery which has spoiled our country. But remember, we are not losing hope as we all know how to go. You have locked us indoors, thus we can't see. But as we all know, safety is the only key. The day feels so long, but together we stay strong. Thus, We cannot see, but as we all know, safety is the only key. You might be your own boss, but do you even realize about others' loss? Our efforts wouldn't go in vain, as the upcoming time would never hear your name again. Devil Karuna, we beg for your mercy. Thank you. Ma'am, I feel myself to be so privileged that you have given us this opportunity to express our inner self quite loud and clear. Ma'am, I'm really thankful to you for this quiet gesture. Thank you, ma'am.
People have made us proud.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Made us proud. That is why we decided and we invited the parents to. We would like more children to come forward, those who are writing something or those who want to write. And I didn't know about much. I knew about Conclave, so we called them. And there are many of our parents also who are writing. Please tell to your class teacher or to the department library, sir, so that in the next conclave we can include more parents. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Manvi. We have one more writer. She has also written for a book, and she is Tanya. I request you to come here and also tell for which book, in which of the book your written material has been published. What is that?
Today, I exactly know what a soldier feels when he leaves the warmth of home and go on a cruel war. I exactly know what birds feel when it leaves its nest in the morning, not knowing it will return at sunset or not. So after knowing and after realizing what they feel, I will be speaking for honor and glory of the brave heart of India. A very phonetic afternoon to each one of you. Honorable Principal Madam, Regional Officer, respected teachers, parents and my dear friends. This is Tanya Mehto of class 10C. I am eternally grateful as I got this golden opportunity to recite one of my poems that got recognition as it got selected for an anthology and which is now available in the most renowned e-commerce sites. The title of my poem is They Are on the Border. Now I am going to recite my poem. They are on the border, following every order, taking risk in the shoulder, salute to Indian soldier. I repeat, they are on the border, following every order, taking risk in the shoulder, salute to Indian soldier. They are on the border as a brave leader, even if it is colder, salute to Indian soldier. They are on the border as our lifesaver, without getting older, salute to Indian soldier. They are on the border as our caretaker, taking himself in danger, salute to Indian soldier. They are on the border, safeguarding our country from terror, being real Indian lover, salute to Indian soldier, salute to Indian soldier. Now, at last, I would like to thank our Principal Madam for her effort for organizing this special event, Literary Conclave, and giving me this platform to showcase my inner talent. Thank you.
You have projected a poem so nicely. Now amongst us we have a Hindi poet also, and you all know his name. He has been projected recently in Jharkhand state, and gradually he is developing into a great poet, I can say. And we shall. I hope that very soon we would be able to see his name. His father is also a poet, but since he is out of station presently, so he is not amongst us at present. But I invite Sachin Kancha here and says about his own works, his own poems, how he has got inspiration and how he is going to present it before the world.
It is your turn, children, to find out your friends and children also to come forward.
आदरणीय प्रधानाध्यापिका महोदय, शिक्षकगण, अभिभावकगण, सादर नमन। मैं सचिन कांत झा, कक्षा 12वीं कला संकाय का छात्र, आज आपके सबके समक्ष साहित्य के एक प्रतिनिधि के रूप में मौजूद हूँ। एक महान अमेरिकी फिल्मकार जोनस मीकस कहते हैं, सभ्यताएं नष्ट हो गई क्योंकि उन्होंने अपने साहित्यकारों की नहीं सुनी। साहित्य मानव समाज का एक अभिन्न अंग है और इसकी अभिन्नता का परिचय आप सबकी उपस्थिति आज दे रही है। 9 साल की उम्र में मैंने कविताएं लिखना शुरू की। साहित्य से मेरा परिचय बहुत छोटी उम्र में हो गया। मेरे पिता भी एक गजलकार थे। बचपन से ही मैं कवि गोष्ठियों और सम्मेलनों का हिस्सा रहा और उन्हें देखता सुनता आया। क्षेत्र के कई बड़े साहित्यकारों के साथ मैं उठता बैठता था और उन्हीं की प्रेरणा से मैंने अपनी पहली कविता लिखी, जिसका शीर्षक था पहली बारिश। साहित्य मेरे लिए एक आवश्यकता है। कविताएं मेरे लिए एक जरिया है इस अनंतता को समझने का। शुरुआती दौर में मैं साहित्य को मनोरंजन का एक साधन मानता, पर अब मैं धीरे धीरे समझने लगा हूँ कि साहित्य वैचारिक क्रांति का एक साधन है। मैं स्वयं को सौभाग्यशाली मानता हूँ कि मैं इस विद्यालय का हिस्सा हूँ। मैं सौभाग्यशाली मानता हूँ कि हमें अपनी प्रधान अध्यापिका का सानिध्य प्राप्त हुआ और हमारे शिक्षकगण हमेशा साहित्य के उत्थान और प्रचार के लिए प्रेरित करते हैं हमें, और साथ ही साथ समय समय पर साहित्य संबंधी कार्यक्रम आयोजित करना, विद्यार्थियों के बीच साहित्य की महत्ता को स्थापित करने में हमारे विद्यालय कभी पीछे नहीं रहा। आज यह कार्यक्रम एक बहुत ही बड़ा कदम है साहित्य प्रगति के लिए। भारत विश्व में साहित्य में एक बहुत बड़ी भूमिका निभाता है और हम सबको जरूरत है इसमें अपनी भागीदारी दाखिल करने। इसी संदर्भ में मैं अपनी एक कविता आप सबके समक्ष प्रस्तुत करता हूँ। न्याय प्रतिदिन मर रहा, सत्य सभी गुप्त है, विचारधाराओं के चक्रव्यूह में अभिव्यक्ति ही विलुप्त है। हर दिन है नई क्रांति, टूटता नया सामान्य, ईश्वर के नाम पर यहाँ हर हत्या मान्य। किताबों में तो लिखा था सब देते हैं सबका साथ, फिर प्रतिदिन प्रार्थना में क्यों उठते लहू से सनेहा। रोते बिलखते नैन खोजें प्रेम बंधुत्व समानता। किताबी बातें हैं ये सब, इन्हें कौन है मानता। आशा की मृत्यु शैया पे दुख कर रहा विश्राम, लहू और अश्रु के सरियों के परे फिर वन को चले हैं राम। शांति का साधन है हिंसा, प्रेम तो बदनाम है, स्वघोषित तर्क संगत जीव भाषणों का गुलाम। आदर्श विश्व एक सोच है पर परिभाषा और परिस्थितियां नहीं है पास। किताबों जैसी नहीं है दुनिया, मानव और मानवता में है विरोधाभास। विचारधाराएं हैं पर विचार कहाँ, मानव तो है पर प्यार कहाँ। होकर हृदय की गंगा में मग्न पूछूं मैं स्वयं से यही प्रश्न, विचलित मन मेरा बार बार पुकारता, एक ही उत्तर मैं कुछ नहीं जानता, मैं कुछ नहीं जानता। धन्यवाद।
Well presented, Sachin. Your poems are really an inspiration for all of us. Now, we have amongst us students of class 8 and 9 who are going to present some book reviews. First of all, I invite the bear of class 8A to present a review on Three Men in a Boat, written by Jerome K. Jerome.
A warm good afternoon to respected Principal Madam, teachers, parents and my dear friends. I, Divya of class 8A is going to present a book review on the book Three Men in a Boat. Three Men in a Boat by English writer Jerome K. Jerome is the story of a 2-week boating holiday on the Thames from Kingston upon Thames to Oxford and back to Kingston. It's a hilarious take on country life with Jerome's wit and humor spicing up the entire novel. Jerome's portrayal of the relationship between urban life and the natural world is complex and at times contradictory. Early in the book, the men decide to take a river trip because they believe that nature's calmness and beauty will give them an escape from the stress of living in London. To some extent, this is true. The men do seem to forget their hypochondria when they are on the river, and they enjoy many calm moments. However, they also discover that the countryside is not as peaceful as it seems. The men have great difficulty performing basic chores such as cooking and navigating the boat, and they quickly cease the trip when it begins to rain on their way back to London. Ultimately, they come to accept that country life can be every bit as demanding as life in the city. The broad message of this book is that the best way to live a satisfying life is to pursue variety, but ultimately return to the lifestyle that suits who we actually are. Thank you.
A review on the same book is going to be presented by Shagun of class 8B now.
Good afternoon, respected principal madam, respected teachers, and my dear friends. I, Shagun Kumari, and parents. I, Shagun Kumari of class 8B, is going to give a book review on the book Three Men in a Boat, written by Jerome K. Jerome. The author Jerome K. Jerome was born in UK in 1859 and was an English writer with a great sense of humor. The main characters of the story are the J, the narrator himself, George and Harris, the narrator's friend, and Montmorency, the narrator's dog. Three Men in a Boat, written in 1889, is a humorous account of a boating holiday undertaken by J and his friends. It is written in an informal and a realistic manner. The story begins with the three friends discussing all the diseases they believed they had. They started thinking that with the three friends discussing all the illness they believed they had. They concluded that the root cause of all the diseases they had was overtired, overwork and unhappiness. So they decided for a boat trip to the river Thames. During the journey, they recalled their old memories, have lots of fun and enjoyed the beautiful sceneries. However, as they go on with the journey, they face lots of problems which turned to be a series of humorous events as they leave. For example, they stuffed their boat with so much of food that they had no place to sit, and the dog ends up eating most of the food. They also run out of drinking water and start grumbling over the idea of drinking water from the river Thames. Remember, they went for the boating holiday to cure their illnesses. They also tried to wash their clothes in that dirty river, which comes out even more dirty from that black river. I believe that the author is trying to talk about the dirty river Thames. Towards the end of the story, it rains terribly, and the men find themselves wet, cold, and miserable. They decide to abandon the boat and enjoy the rest of the trip in a train, and at an end where they had a classic supper French, and which turned out to be most delicious food they had. The story ends when Harris remarks, "Here's three men well out of a boat," and the dog barks in that agreement. I think that the theme of the story is happiness lies within oneself. We don't need to search for it. The author also wants to give us many messages through this novel, like sticking to your decision is very important. We should be always grateful for what we have rather than mourning for the things that we don't have. Last but not the least, that we should be not afraid of the threats. 5 films have been released based on this novel, out of which 2 are English. But before you watch those movies, I strongly suggest you to read this amazing book written by Jerome K. Jerome. Like J.K. Rowling, I do believe that something magical can happen if you read a good book. Thank you.
Shagun, which class? As Shagun said that happiness lies within. We should not we all believe in this fact that happiness lies within, and we should not search for it here and there. We can't find it, and that has happened with the 3 friends who were in the book. Now, it's time to invite Aditi of class 9A to present her review on the book The Invisible Man, written by H.G. Wells. Welcome, Aditi.
Good afternoon. Respected Principal Madam, teacher, parents, and my dear friend, I, Aditi of class 9A, have stood before you to give book review on the novel The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man was written by H.G. Wells in the year 1897. H.G. Wells was well known for his work in science fiction. He is often called the father of science fiction for his exclusive work like The Invisible Man and many others. The story is based on the theme that how excessive greed led to the destruction of man's life. The main character of the story is Griffith, a scientist who works in the field of optics and discovers how to make himself optically invisible. He first tried it on a cat and got successful result. And then he successfully carried out the same procedure on himself but fails to reverse the process. It has created a very severe problem for him. But It can be said that it is just like a blessing for him as he got the wonderful power of invisibility. Instead of using his power in a positive way, he focused on its negative aspect. And moreover, when his college friend Dr. Kane did not support his idea, he started his own reign of terror and killed many innocents. But at last, his misusing of his power led to his destruction and he had lost his life. H.G. Wells always has been the best storyteller of science fiction. In this story, he wanted to convey the message that excess greed always have unintended consequences, and the story is full of thrills and suspense. So I would like to suggest all of you to read this story, and this is the one of the best story which I ever read. Thank you.
So well said. There is no limit that can take place in the field of science and technology. But wise thing is that how we use it. The same thing that had happened with Griffin may not it happen with anyone else. And to put some more light on the same, I request Srishti of 9B to present her book review on the same book. That is The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells.
A very warm good afternoon to everyone, respected principal madam, teachers, parents and all my friends present here. Today, I, Srishti Chanchal from class 9B, feel very privileged to present my views on the book The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells. Published in 1897, it is a sci-fi novel revolving around the protagonist, Dr. Griffin and Mrs. Hawes. As the title suggests, the protagonist is invisible. The Dr. Griffin is a scientist who has discovered the way to become invisible. But being invisible is not as fascinating as it seems. Perhaps it becomes a subsistence crisis for Dr. Griffin. To live with people who can't see you, always dressing strangely so that no one can see his skin. The feeling of not being a human when surrounded by humans. A feeling of being ill-treated by others. Was what it cost Dr. Griffin to be invisible. How will Dr. Griffin turn visible? Will he turn visible? What would it cost him for being invisible? Till what extent science should be extended? What would it take him to amend the laws of the nature? Are some questions which would keep your heart and mind busy in thinking of. But one thing is certain, that the writer has given the readers a strong message that science must be put to better use. Thank you.
Thank you, Srishti. Now I request any of the parents, if you want to say a few words, with some here.
We have to say, at least one representative has to say. Are you not proud seeing your children speaking so nicely? I am very proud.
Any child who is prepared, who want to say, any child who writes and wants to present his or her work.
Come, beta, don't be nervous, come.
Wasi Haidar. Welcome. Wasi Haidar is also a student of class 8A. She is a very good and highly talented student. How much she present?
Very good.
A very warm good afternoon to all, respected principal madam, teachers, parents and my dear friends. I am Vashi Adapalak of class 8A and today I am going to give a review of the book 3 Men in a Boat, a comedy novel by Jerome and he is the writer I am currently obsessed with. Jerome was born on 2nd of May 1859 and died on 14th of June 1927. He is an English writer, novelist and a playwright whose humor, warm and satirical and intellectual won him wide following. He is best known for his simplicity and humor, which he always maintained throughout his book. His finest works include 3 Men in a Boat, published in 1889, Ideal Thoughts of an Idle Fellow, 1886. Told After Supper, 1891, Sketches in Lavender, Blue and Green, 1895 and others. The best outfit I have got in my wardrobe is my confidence. And so I would like to start with the same confidence. It outlines the story of three friends, George, Harris, and Jerome. The men are suffering from overwork and they feel like to take a much needed break from their monotonous routine, which made them ill, and from which they fancy they suffer. While in a cottage, lying idle and smoking, they decide to take up something for sure. They decided to take a 2-week boating holiday on the Thames from Kingston upon Thames to Oxford and back to Kingston. The plot is set in England. They decided to execute on the trip the following Saturday. George has to work on Saturday till 2 in the noon. The two of them has to go to the Kingston by train. Anyhow, they manage to reach Kingston. They take up all the necessary items along with them and decided to camp on the ground during night. With them, there was a dog named Montmorency for company and general vigilance. As they travel from Kingston upon Thames to Oxford, Jerome keeps telling the stories and history of the places they pass by. They talk a lot, and in that, the novel becomes popular for its jokes and witty tone. One of the most missed things about Three Men and a Boat is how updated it appears to the modern reader. And the jokes have been praised as fresh as witty. The remainder of the story describes their river journey and the incident that occurred. The book's original purpose is a guidebook as apparent as Jerome. The narrator describes passing landmarks and villages such as Hampton Court Palace, Hampton Church, Magna Carta Island and Monkey Island, and musses on the historical association of these places. However, he frequently disgraces into humorous anecdotes that range from the unreliability of barometer from weather forecasting to the difficulties encountered when learning to play Scottish bagpipes. The classic comedy set includes Plaster of Paris Stroud in chapter 17 and Irish Tune chapter 14. In the story, it is believed that some of the incidents recorded are the real life experience incident of the author, while many others are fictional and intended to create humor. The message from the book is to get out one's routine and experiencing life with friends. The downside of the book is the return journey back to Thames is wrapped in just one chapter, which hurts. Following the overwhelming success of the Three Men in a Boat, Jerome later published a sequel about a cycling tour in Germany titled Three Men on the Bummel, also known as Three Men on Wheels, 1990. To be honest, I was eyeing on this book a month ago, and finally I got my hands on this book. This book is just fabulous. It made me think twice that is this just a book, because you start like a reader, but it's like a character of the story. My favorite character is Harris because he's the funniest of all the men, and he's the only one who not pleased with any work except his own. Anyhow, I'll rate this book 10 on 10 and will sure recommend you all guys to try. So try it. Thank you so much, ma'am. The next book, as I told that, Three Men on the Bummel, and thank you so much.
Three Men on it?
The Three Men on Wheels.
What to read?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. I was just waiting for this golden opportunity and just called me. I'm so pleased. Thank you so much.
Most valuable for our school, our parents who have made it here. Of course, they are here to encourage their children also. Children feel very happy when they see their parents in the audience group, and they feel more delighted, more cheerful, they feel more protected. So, आप सबों को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. And my dear children, we had only 3 books reviewed today and very few reviewers. How many of you have drawn inspiration today that I would be there
when next we organize this conclave here on the dais. How many of you? Are you sure? Huh? Then we have to divide the timing. We have to have one free trial also for presentation. Children in this age of technology, reading habit has diminished. Yet there are children who read. If they don't get a book, everything is available on Google. But I don't know why I am not comfortable with that technology book. I always want the book this way. This is a book, this type of book, children, will enrich not only your library, but whenever you want to turn over the pages, you will have it on your side. No net problem, no requirement of mobile or laptop. Anytime, maybe you are preparing some lessons for class 10th. You want to give some quotes from the book, Let Them Fly. So now you have to pin in Google, you have to get a mobile, you have to give 100 of excuses to your mama. Please give me mobile, I am not going to play, I am not going to do, but I need for my study. Maybe it's the correct cause, maybe it's wrong cause also, feeding your parents, which you people are very prone to. So my children, besides this, we must have a book of our own. I have been sharing with my English teacher and Hindi teacher how to develop the reading practice. And I was sharing what we did when we were in school. In our school from class 5, we used to have a rapid reader book, small stories or some novel, the brief form, the abridged form we call. And right from class 5 we used to have, and we developed reading practice like that. My father was a great reader, and he also developed this practice amongst all our 6 brothers and sisters, and none of them can have a sleep without reading even 2 or 3 pages. Our bedside, we always have a book or something to read to have a good sleep. And then our teacher had instilled a practice which your teacher till today had failed. We used to have library in our class. One book was to be purchased by one student in a month. Suppose this is August, I have purchased a book, which is of course of my level. We used to purchase books during that time, the books of Annette Breton. They are still very fond for children. They only have those, जैसे आप बोले ना 3 friends की story है. It's only friends going for vacation, going for adventure, trapped, then how they are escaping, how they are coming. It's all that book. And that book, after I used to read, the book used to be circulated to all for the whole month. Then next month it would be turn of Saroj Chaudhary to purchase a book. And then that book used to be circulated, and the book which I purchased is my property after reading every book. And at the year end, we all used to have a book. We were not 40 and 50 numbers, we were very few in numbers. Some of them were not interested, so we used to give them the book to read. We did not debar them from that opportunity. Why can't you people do? Reading is the best pastime. People say, what is your hobby? Dance, music, cooking, running, gardening. I think this should be the best hobby. Reading. CPSC has been trying hard. We celebrated a week reading habit. And every time in summer vacation, our teachers, I think you people not provide the book, but you give you have to read this book. And then we will go for book review, which we never did earlier. But this time, I thought I must have it. And so I was trying, after I came back from my training program in the month of June, where our director academics, Madam Nisha Peshing, was very keen that DAV is excelling in everything. Why not a literary conclave also? For our students, our parents, our well-wishers. It's not only for the teachers and for the students. It is for you people also. क्योंकि आप में जैसे सचिन, इसको इसके घर में वो वातावरण मिला कि ये मतलब एक कवि इसके पिताजी थे तो ये भी कर पाया. और बहुतों के घर में ऐसे भी हैं जिनके यहाँ कोई नहीं है प्रेरणा देने वाला, पर वो बच्चे का इनबोर्न है. आई हैव टू डू. हंगर, द glittering eyes I saw Versi now. I'll never forget, Bija. God bless you. I'll never forget. She was so obliged, rather we were obliged. We became more richer. Had you all not enjoyed? I think she was not given the chance. Huh? But she had prepared. बेटा जिसके भाग्य में जो होता है ना उसको प्राप्त होता ही है ना. You had prepared so nicely, so you got this opportunity. This should be an inspiration for all children. And my God, it was a surprise for me, a wonderful surprise. My children speaking English so nicely. Even I cannot do like that, the way you people were presenting here. Then why not create an atmosphere of English speaking in English, presenting in English. Abhi aaja, chala ja, why to hear these things? Why not? Hey, let's move. I give this responsibility to the budding artists, the writers and the poets. And my friends, young friends, बच्चे जब बराबर हो जाते हैं ना तो दोस्त हो जाते हैं. I hope you people are inspired and would be waiting for an opportunity to present yourself. These have become heroes of our school. We want the list to be a bigger one. And I think your Ghanshyam sir might have circulated a notice. Have you circulated?
I have sent verbally.
No. That notice has to be sent to all, given to all. Our library would remain open from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. from Monday to Friday. You are most welcome, children. Your parents, even those uncle residing nearby are not parents and they are interested to have a book, they are also most welcome. आप अपने अगल बगल भी बताएं. कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है कि वो हमारे पेरेंट हो तभी आए. जब हमारे पास किताबें हैं तो हम चाहेंगे वो हमारे किताबें तभी यूज में आएंगी, तभी उसका बेनिफिट होगा जब कोई उसको पढ़ेगा. I welcome all of you and the girls who would come for library. They should be accompanied by friends, if not friends, by their mother or father. Girls would not come alone in the evening. We are concerned for the safety and security also because all teachers would not be then there. So we would not like the girls to. If you are coming in group, it's all fine. Otherwise, you must come with your father or your mother. सबसे पहले सुरक्षा बच्चों, उसके बाद कोई भी चीज़. And thanks to Sudeshna and her team, it was nice hearing Vidyadhar also, with a mixture of both English and Sanskrit. Especially the meaning of literature and correlating with Sahitya. It was a wonderful presentation. I had never heard because he is a new companion for us. All the best to you also. And बच्चे जरा यॉर्निंग कम करो, है ना. यॉर्निंग जो है ना वो छूत की बीमारी होती है. So thank you all and hoping to have fresh faces when we meet again in the month of September for English. We will have one English and one Hindi every month. Is it okay? And the books You must read. And this time we had 3 books. Next time when we will have at least 5 speakers for 1 book. At least we must have, and 1 teacher also, not the English department and the Hindi department. It is your duty how you instill the habit in your colleagues as well. Shyam, it's your duty. Thank you all for making our, with all those borings only signing and checking and inspecting the lovely presentations today. I could see my children, the budding talents coming out so effectively and efficient. Wish you all the best, children, and go ahead and ahead. We will ever be proud of you all. Thank you. Jai Hind. Jai Jharkhand. And Jai JV. JV is the place, it is a platform which has provided all of us to speak for something every time good, novel, that is innovation. Let us all develop reading habit, which is really going to help us in being academically strong and mentally alert too. Thanks to all.
Get ready for something, but thank you, ma'am, for your valuable words. Your each and every word shall be an inspiration for us, and we will act upon your planning. We will execute it in the same way that you want from us. Thank you once again. The children get ready for Shanti Path.